What is up, everybody? Bingo here. I'm with the Duel Factory for this week's episode of X2 Drop. Last week, we had an awesome episode with a very good player, DeBlessin Wilson, on the channel. If you missed it, go check that out. But these are dark times for Yu-Gi-Oh! It's getting very difficult to play due to the state of the nation, world, the fucking crazies out there. And that's kind of what we're going to talk about, because we were supposed to be talking about Duel Overload and all the hype surrounding that and how excited like YCS Charlotte was going to be, and then Master Rule 5. But Yu-Gi-Oh! Is basically on pause for the majority of the player base outside of just, playing with your friends or online. And without an unofficial platform from Konami to play this game online, it's really upsetting, because this was going to be such an exciting time for the game, and now we just basically are sitting at home, like, building decks we're not going to play. So, Joe, how have you been as far as Yu-Gi-Oh! And, like, your excitement for the game?
Well, I mean, 2020 is canceled, so now we have to wait for 2020 Part 2. But in terms of everything, kitchen table meta, but in terms of me, like, I'm so excited to play the game. I'm so excited for all the stuff to like change and all that, like Master Rule 5 and stuff like that. But I've had to switch to playing like completely online, like the last couple nights and stuff like that. You guys have watched me play on Dueling Book ranked, because I just still want to play competitive Yu-Gi-Ohs, and that's what I've been doing. But I mean, it's like we have like a online platform, but it's not like the best designed online platform. So it's really tough to keep a competitive mindset and be able to consistently play. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and like online is great for one, just playing decks before you buy cards and everything, but nothing will beat tabletop play testing with like your testing group, or just to get comfortable with the deck, because unless you're playing it in an environment that simulates a real tournament setting, it's not the same. Like, Dueling Book takes fucking forever, because it's all manual, which is fine. And then we got YGO Pro, which is just a dumpster fire all the time. And it's really frustrating, because if Konami had a full-fledged dueling simulator like PTCGO or Pokemon Trading Card Game Online, Magic Online, whatever that one's called, if they had a fully supported online platform, it would be making so much money right now.
Yeah, right now. I mean, I would invest in it. Shit, it's the only way. But yeah. And it's just something that we don't have,
And I don't see why, right? Like Pokemon, every single pack you get, every product you get has a code card. You take that code card and you put it in online, and you either get a pack or the same product, and then you're basically building your online collection, and you can play with that. Like, we already get those I don't know if they still put them in there, but those stupid-ass Duel Links, like, advertisements. You know what I'm talking about? I don't think
that this whole, like, download Duel Links today.
Yeah, and you get nothing. You'd think it'd be like, hey, put this code in, get 50 gems or 100 gems or something. But, like, it's literally wasted space in the pack.
That's the thing, though. The world's ending and no one wants to play Diet Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah. Like,
no one.
Duel Links... Like, Duel Links is really fun if, like, you want to put the money into it or the time. But it's not the same. It's like a side game for when you're, like, out at work and you want to play a game real quick. I'm actually super excited for the game. I haven't been this excited in probably a year, because Duel Overload is just crazy, and then MR5 is coming out, and I'm just really excited to see what the competitive scene does to the game. But we're not going to be able to see that for seemingly weeks at this point.
Yeah, it's kind of upsetting. But like, I'm one of those people, like, I like playing on Dueling Book. I really do. Especially just because I think it's really good, especially if you want to get better at playing competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! Because when we still had Dueling Network, which I think was better organized than Dueling Book is, but that's besides the point. But that's how I got really good at Yu-Gi-Oh! Like during like the 2016, 2017 years. Like, I just played a lot of Dueling Network and just played a lot of games consistently, and the player base wasn't nearly as bad as it is now. What is it? we were playing earlier and like just have two people rage quit because they bricked or they just didn't realize the line of play that they saw and they're just like, oh well, this is neat. But it's not to where it could be like where you're saying with these other simulators and stuff like that. And then like Duel Links, me personally, I think Duel Links is, but that's just me.
Yeah, I mean, Duel Links isn't even Yu-Gi-Oh, right? It's a completely different game, so we could stop talking about that. But it's really frustrating because like they came out with Legacy of the Duelist, which obviously I knew it wouldn't get supported, but even the internal engine for that, it was so poorly built. Like I feel like one guy made that entire game because it was just the exact same engine as the game that came out like 10 years ago. It's so slow, and like yes, you can play online with that, but they don't even support that game.
No, not at all. The games they've made, there's just zero for them. And then like I think what makes those even worse is like a lot of them don't even update their ban list as the game goes on, especially in like this new era, which I find really weird. But
yeah, and Dueling Book is awesome. Like I love, especially when you're in chat, like genuine play testing with people like on Discord, and you don't have to type everything out and then like wait because Dueling Book is like it's all manual and it's clicking, and then you have to wait for your opponent's response, and like they could have just stepped away from the computer or tabbed out. Like you were playing a game the other night, and he's like, "Sorry, I tabbed out for a second."
Yeah, I was sitting there and I wasn't even doing anything extravagant. I was just like,
I think you activated like desires or something.
I was like, yeah. And he said, "Wait." I'm like, okay. And then like 5 minutes, like, oh, I tabbed out. What was going on? What?
Yeah, and it's not like it's not a code. Like no one cares because it's just this third-party platform that has all the cards available, right? So
which I do like that feature that everything's available immediately whenever you play on it. So I think that's kind of cool. But
yeah, and it's probably my favorite deck building tool because, like, I don't want to buy $150 worth of cardboard just to realize I don't like the deck, you know.
Yeah, that's like the worst feeling.
But okay, so what do we do? Like, what are our options, and like, what do we expect to happen? Because like this whole situation is just absurd. I'm going to keep my opinion out of it for the most part, but it's not going to end in the next few weeks.
Oh no, not at all.
So, I mean, so what do we do?
See, I don't know. I mean, for the foreseeable future, like it's going to be at least. I'd probably say 3 to 4 weeks at least before we can do anything like at the norm. But I mean, we're as a community and stuff like that, like they're not coming out with a platform that we could play anytime in the foreseeable future from what I've seen. So we'll have to get used to the change until we can go back to like going to locals and like events start popping back up again and whatnot. Like I've already started acclimating to it. Like I get on my days off or like whenever I get off work over at my job because we're still open because we're considered essential. And I get on, I play a couple games here and there, like 3 or 4 matches, and then I sit there. And then whenever we get in our groups, like I said, our little cube that we have going that keeps building and building. And we're just sitting there and we just either, like, for example, what was it the other night? Like the video that you posted of me and Doug playing, we were just playing several matches of certain decks and seeing what was going on and whatnot. It was mainly just me bitching about floodgates. But, you know, stuff like that, you know, I mean, like that's going to have to be the norm for the next couple weeks because, I mean, the world will continue to spin on, but it's like one of those things like you don't have so many options, especially with a lot of states. Like we all live in the state of Illinois and stay-at-home orders in act right now. So there's nothing opening up in the foreseeable future till at least the 8th. So, I mean,
I don't know what to say about this situation. Like my biggest complaint is that locals is canceled, right?
Yeah, like that's the worst part of the whole thing.
And regardless of the severity of the virus, right? Like it's just the fact that it's a glorified flu. Like, man, there is no immediate health risk for the most part. Like, just let me go to the fucking card shop and play. Like, even if they're not sanctioned tournaments, like I want to sit down and play a game of Yu-Gi-Oh that's not at my house because I don't want to invite people over, especially Yu-Gi-Oh players.
That's like I don't want people over. I want to play the card game. Which I get. I 100% get. Because, like, on my days off, if I'm not at, like, stuff like that, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I don't leave my house. So this whole, like, stay-at-home, like, nonsense, the world's like, my lifestyle doesn't really change. But I'm like John. I like going to locals. I like playing Yu-Gi-Oh! You know what I mean?
Yeah, the only thing that's changed for me outside of, like, my job, and I'm not even going to get into that because that's a whole nother nightmare, is I can't sit down and eat inside a restaurant. I have to get everything to go. That's literally the only thing that's changed in my day-to-day.
Yeah, I know. Like I said, that's mine. That doesn't even change for me, stuff like that. But I don't know, man. I think the thing I miss the most right now, because it's been like 10 days to 2 weeks now since all the stores have been closing and all that fun stuff.
Depending on where you were.
Yeah, but it's been like
last week. Yeah.
Yeah, ours. It's like progressively, like everything's like slowly starting to close down and stuff like that. The thing I miss the most about it is sitting down playing in an actual tournament setting. Like I can sit down and play in Dueling Book all day long, but it's not the same as like sitting there and playing in like a 3-4 round tournament and I don't know, something about the atmosphere is what you miss.
Yeah, everybody knows it's a social game, right? Like you're going there to enjoy something everybody there mutually enjoys, or at least we convince ourselves we do, and it's just playing this game is so much fun, interacting with your opponent and either winning or losing, learning from your losses, or just winning the whole tournament, right? It's going to locals and walking away undefeated and getting your prize. Like that's something to look forward to every week if you can. And missing out on that kind of takes the steam out of this hype season that we're in, because
there's a little bit.
There is so much to be excited for, and we just don't get to enjoy it. And on top of that, it's looking like the TCG and the European TCG are going to be a split format now. Has anything else come out of that?
No, that's all I heard, the split format.
Yeah, and I don't even want to think about the world's format, because if we continue to get products and Japan continues to get products, but Europe doesn't, what the hell is going to happen to the metagame?
Well, world format is already a make-believe format, so it's only going to become an even more make-believe format when we get to that.
Not even just world's format, right? Let's say you're trying to build a deck and you're looking up profiles, and you have to like decipher like whether it's a European profile or an American profile, and there's going to be 2 or 3 product sets that aren't in Europe that we have. So it's just further disconnects the player base. Like I genuinely wish the TCG and the OCG was just one entity, and then we could play with OCG cards, but that's because they are so pretty.
Everything at the same time. Jesus Christ, that's a hell of an idea.
Yeah, but for some reason, trading card game companies really don't like having a unified format. Even Pokemon, they have the Japanese format is 3 to 4 months ahead of the TCG.
Yeah, see, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why they do it, but it probably has to do with printing and I don't know, whatever. So, if we can't go to locals and we're stuck online, should the content creators start hosting their tournaments? I know they've been doing that. Like, is that a good substitute? Like, I'm just at a loss for words.
It's interesting. I've considered playing in one.
Hold on, you cut
out. And stuff like that, because over at my work, all the reps are like, so I work for AT&T, and like all of our smaller stores got closed down. So now we have all like a bunch of locations meeting up at one store. Like I think the store I'm at right now, we have like 2 other stores there. And we're rotating our staff, where half of us are on vacation for a week and then the other half works, and then we rotate every other week. So on like one of the weeks I'm off or stuff like that, if I can get into one of those, just as to see what it's like. Because I used to play them for before Luxury Gaming TV was like an actual YouTube channel and Yu-Gi-Oh team. It was called something else and used to play for money and stuff like that. It was kind of cool to do. But now, since it's the only thing we can do, I might as well see what it's like. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't think it's going to be a I think it's a temporary solution, but it's definitely not a permanent solution for the time being.
Yeah, and I mean, you got to appreciate that the player base trying to hold it together in some fashion, right? Like trying to find a viable substitute given the limited tools that we have that we already talked about.
For sure.
How disappointed were you that Charlotte got canceled?
I just worth getting. It had been the first Yu-Gi-Oh event that I had been to in a year since I've changed my job and moved and all that stuff, and I haven't been really able to participate in events. But like, I was super excited to go, and then all of a sudden we get a message in our group that's like, "Oh, by the way, Charlotte's canceled because of COVID-19." I was like, "Mother!" And like, as I was super excited because remember I was talking a bunch of theory with the new Dual Overload cards, and I had this list of Lunalite that I wanted to play that I was super excited about. And then like it just got canceled. I'm like, oh great. I'm glad I spent all my free time testing for this just for it to be like, not happen. And I was like super upset about that.
And that was weeks away, right? Could you imagine if you were at the YCS that got canceled like 10 hours prior?
Yeah, the 225th YCS, all those people who went to Brazil to play for it because it was the 225th YCS. Like, I can only imagine how pissed those people were.
Yeah, like flight, hotel, everything. So you're physically there already, and then
like you were 10 hours away from the event to begin with. I mean, at that, keep the event on at the 10-hour mark. Like, come on, bro.
And my biggest, I mean, there's no other way around it, but it's just frustrating that these events didn't get postponed. Like, they didn't get rescheduled. Like, everything until this is over is canceled, right?
Yeah, like it's over.
Yeah, and it's like we're never going to get that back. Certain places are probably going to miss their nationals, which that sucks. I love seeing the profiles, the streams for those, and we just don't get to get them.
The game got wrecked.
Yeah, so what's... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just putting that in there. You're good.
I was just going to say, so what card game are we switching to?
Bakugan sounds pretty good right now.
Bakugan.
I got it. My boy Aldo like this. Competitive Beyblade.
Competitive Beyblade. I'm in. Fuck it. Yeah, where's my binders? I got to post everything on TCG Player.
My TCG binders. There you go. Oh, shit.
All right. So we have... Our Nats is usually in what, June?
June, July, somewhere in between there.
So I feel like the U.S.'s nationals is not going to be affected, but it's gonna be a scramble. Like I would say this is going to go till like the middle to end of April before things get resolved, and then hopefully there's not venue conflicts and because like
hopefully not because you got what? You got Euros, you got UK Nats. All that fun stuff still.
All right.
There's a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh left to be played before the season's over, and this is an unnecessary timeout.
And we're in such an awkward spot because yes, we can even continue testing. We can theory and we can get prepared for when this ends, but we still have a ban list like 10 days away. And like basically there's no point in doing anything until we get that because there's no events, there is no locals, so why even bother playing prior to the ban list?
Exactly, and like especially with like the whole like all the events going. The funny thing is,
hold on, you cut out. You said the funny thing is what?
The funny thing is like card prices are down right now because of everything going on, and no one wants to buy anything.
Yeah, if I had the money, I'd buy a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, no shit. Like, fuck, I'll buy all of it right now, but, like, there's almost no point in doing it because we don't know if we're going to get to play it.
Yeah, and, like, this ban list could be insanely huge. It could be totally off the market because we don't get to test with these busted cards. We don't get to see tournament results.
Yeah, not only that, without tournament results and stuff like that, we're probably going to have the world's most inaccurate ban list we've ever received from Konami. Like, it's it's not a good situation, but at the same time, we have to make the best of the situation. So it's like it's what we have. So that's what we're going with.
I can see Konami slapping a no sooner than like the end of April as a follow-up list, just as a failsafe or something.
We'll see. I hope.
Let's hope they have some foresight. And I know all this isn't Konami's fault because any company, I mean, you see it. Just about every company has to react this way for the general public to not crucify them.
No one plans for a worldwide pandemic.
Yeah,
basically
I fucking can't believe it actually got classified as a pandemic.
Yeah, well, that's life.
Yeah, that's politics. Okay, so it's not their fault, and I understand that. And normally I don't badmouth Konami because generally speaking, they have some common sense when it comes to money, and they don't like to miss out on money, right? Which is why I'm confused on not pushing product in Europe. Now, it could be supply distribution is an issue because their situation over there is a lot worse than ours over here. It could be a number of things, but I'm still pissed about it.
Oh yeah, everyone's pissed. I'm super pissed about it. That's for sure.
So I think the safest thing to do is play Chain Burn and Master Rule 5, right?
Chain Burn versus Prank Kid matches galore.
Because it only makes sense, right? We're all dying anyway.
Oh yeah, the world's over. See you at the after party.
All right, let's jump back into some more lighthearted stuff, all right? So Dual Overload just came out, and I'm super excited to continue to play the same deck I've been playing for 2 years. Are you sticking with Lunalight Time Thief?
Well, we're probably dropping the Time Thief engine altogether because they substitute just better. Because, like I was saying, I was playing the Lunalight build, I was playing it with the Orcus cards, and with Wystrix and stuff like that, you can now play cards like Infinity, or you have easier access to Beatrice, which gets you access to your Orcus engine. And there's a lot of cool 2-card combos you can actually do with Chick Tiger now, so I think that's the deck I'm going to go with. But I have been playing a lot of Salamangreat.
Yeah, Salamangreat, like I've just been watching you play, and it's like the deck never even got hit. Like that's what it looks like every single time you play it.
It literally does the same exact thing every single game. Now, granted, I get very frustrated sometimes because I'll look at my hand and I'm just like, what the hell's going on?
When you're going first, we already know 3 out of your 5 cards. It's Double Jaguar and Sanctuary, so like...
Oh, it's every time. Every time. But, no, it's just like, those are the 2 decks I've been playing the most. Sal's just like a consistent go-to deck that's absolutely, but it's like you're right. Nothing like really changes about the deck or anything like that. But like it continues to evolve and adapt to the meta based on what it is because your minimum requirements is so little. So that's why I like about it. And then the Lunalight deck is just like the big bully in the room that I've been playing because like I think it abuses like Union Carrier and Wystrix the best, and I think those are the 2 best cards to come out of the set that we just got. Other than Needle Fiber's up there too, but yeah, I think those 2 specifically are just like the best cards that have come out of it, and that engine just abuses them the best. That's why I think it's the best deck right now.
Yeah, and I think we talked about that like 2 weeks ago. Out of all the meta decks, it's by far, I think, the one that gains the most power out of this set.
Oh yeah, for sure, 100%.
What are some stuff you're looking forward to for MR5? Like messing around with. Obviously, the Lunalight deck itself is just.
Oh yeah, it gets insane.
Yeah, but what else are you messing around with?
What is it, Master Rule 5? Me and Ray were talking about 2 decks earlier today. The night beforehand, we were talking about putting it on the water list because water gets really, really good with Master Rule 5 coming out. Like, it got some new cards, especially because Needle Fiber is also a water monster, so it doesn't impede with like the Marine Cess Link monsters that you can play in the deck. So that's kind of cool. But DDD is like, I'm actually super excited about that because we got Gilgamesh and we got Needle Fiber, which Needle Fiber basically might as well have been a DD card because it actually works with the archetype just like perfectly. And like there are some sick boards you can make with that. Now the problem is the deck is super susceptible to hand traps. But what you can do in a turn with your regular 3-card combos is actually like insane. Like I was watching some combo strings earlier, and you end on, if I remember the board right, it's like you have Gilgamesh up top, and then you have Needle Fiber on the field, and then you have Crystal Wing Siegfried. They have to play through 2 negates, and then your Needle Fiber activates, getting you another Formula Synchron, which goes into this Satellite Warrior play, which is actually insane, by the way.
What is Satellite Warrior?
It's that Synchro monster from Legendary Hero. Not the Legendary Hero, but the Magical Hero set that had Magician Soul and stuff in it. And apparently you get to pop cards up to the number of Synchro monsters in your graveyard. So, like, you just get to pop 3 free cards. And then, I can't remember what card it was, but it brings back not Needle Fiber, it brings back Formula Synchron. You also get to make a Borreload Savage in the same turn. Like, it's actually kind of insane.
All right, so DDD, I'm not big brain enough for that deck. Like, not even close.
Deck's insane. I love it. It's gonna be great.
I'm excited to actually play like BA, not Graf Seer Dante BA.
Like big boy BA, summon multiple Dantes in a turn BA.
Yeah, just rank 3 BA. I'm excited for that. The deck I'm actually like has nothing to do with Master Rule 5, but you know, spell books. Like I'm messing around with that with Magician Souls and stuff.
I saw you were playing a Sky Striker list the other day that was playing Souls that looks super saucy.
Yeah, that I actually genuinely, with the link too, I genuinely think that is a solid way to play the deck. It does everything. Makes the area zeros not fucking bricks.
Yeah, it seems really cool though. I like it.
What else? What else do I want to play?
I don't know. I'm actually super excited to actually try. I know make fun of this deck all the time because of its field spell, but ABC seems like it's gonna be really cool to roll 5, just because like you get the benefit of making like actual decent rank 4s again, which was the deck's biggest strength. Yeah. Because there's some like super powerful ones that you can make, but there's also like really nice link monsters out now, so you have that.
ABC can abuse a Union Carrier really well. I don't really know how good Needle Fiber is in that deck. I'm sure you'll play it, right? Every deck plays it.
Oh, there's got to be something to play because you have like cards like Torque Tune Gear and stuff like that.
But ABC, and what else? Pure and like some variation of Invoke that isn't Shaddoll. I'm excited for that. Assuming I don't.
The Windwitch. I'm excited to be able to play the Windwitch build again. I actually really like that version of the deck. I always thought it was the best version.
I'm just hoping we don't lose any copies of Alistair Invocation, because that would be really annoying. Hit the supplemental engine that hurt Shaddoll.
Yeah, that would suck. Not having those extra fusion spells and that'd be awful.
And as far as like extra deck summoning mechanics, that's pretty much all I'm interested in. Does Hero gain anything from Master Rule 5? Or I mean, their link monsters do everything.
What you can summon at certain parts on the turn. The problem is that deck just super loses to Nibiru. Like, what is it? The hero player I was playing against earlier. He was just doing regular hero stuff, and he was on the receiving end of a guy who's played heroes before. So, like, I knew where to Ash Blossom, and then, like, I activated my Fantastical when he made Cross Crusader, and I drew in the Nibiru, and then, like, he went for a game push, and then he got Nibiru'd, and he just, like, rage quit on me. So, like, the deck just loses to the cards like that. But it is a lot easier to combo without having the restriction of the extra monster zone.
Yeah, that's what I figured. All right, we got like a minute left, so I'm not going to go too much into the ban list. But if you can unlimit or take a card off the ban list, what's your number one pick? Like
Thunder Dragon Colossus, 100%. Bring my boy back.
Colossus to 1.
Colossus to 1. Give me my boy back. I want him.
As much as I hate Thunder Dragon, I feel like that's completely fair. Going from 3 to 0 was really surprising, and I don't want to deal with it, but 1 Colossus is fair. And then if I had to pick one, I honestly I would just want a second copy of Widow Anchor. Like,
the worst kind of person.
Yeah, I'm not unrealistic and say give me Engage, right? Like it's not gonna happen, but
no, not at all. Also, Douglas French has 0 salt.
That is true. I've heard that many weeks in a row now. So, guys, if you have enjoyed this week's episode, please remember check us out every week, same time, same place, 8 a.m. iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, wherever. I have no idea actually where this goes up, but it's on the internet somewhere. And if you have a video idea, message us on Twitter. The handles are in the description, and let us know, because right now, next week, I'm sure we will have absolutely nothing to talk about. So hit us up on Twitter or YouTube, and I will see you back here next week. Peace out.
Okay, bye.